Hello, Daz Studio enthusiasts. This is Not From This World, and I want to welcome you back to my tutorial series. Now, first of all, I want to address a little change I'm going to make, and it's no big deal. I've been actually thinking about this for a little while, and I decided to do this because of a comment that I got from Peter Lehman 6401, and I want to say thanks, Peter. He makes a comment that he loves my videos, but he's getting a little bit older and is having trouble seeing the work I'm doing. So I don't know why I haven't done this in the past with over 200 videos being made, but I went ahead and went to Microsoft and downloaded a little cursor highlighter. Gosh, duh, why wouldn't I be using this before? So I hope this helps, Peter. I will use this on my videos so you can follow where my cursor is. I also do record in high definition, so when you are on YouTube, just make sure you go to the little gear tab, and it'll be set often to, I think, just 360 under quality. Select 1080, and that'll give you high def for my videos. And then when you are looking at Daz Studio, you'll be able to read it a little bit better. So those little tips will help you. And now back to our tutorial. What I'm going to show you today comes from a comment made from another patron of mine. So I got to give a shout out to Willie33. And he says, do you know any tool to modify teeth? And then I got another comment from number 6 who said, select the head. It's usually in the properties. Well, if we do that and select the head of Milica here, we can go to head here, and there are no ways to change the teeth. I'm sorry to say that, but there isn't. We can select under the head in the parameters tab, we can select teeth, and there's just no options here for you to morph teeth. There is an upper teeth tab and a lower teeth tab, but you're not going to be able to morph anything. I'm not sure what number 6 is referring to. And number 6, if you watch this video, please elaborate, because I'd like to know if there's a way to mess with teeth. I just don't see it. Now, the easiest way to morph your teeth is to just go to the Daz website and run a search on teeth, and you can get just about any tooth morph that you want. There are tons of them. They vary in price. I actually have one or two. You know, like if you need to make a grizzly character that's missing teeth, this is a really easy way to go about it. And I'm pretty satisfied with the cost of these. I mean, like, look at this one. It's 99 cents. And you can get a variety of different teeth. So you can do that as well. And honestly, this is probably what I would recommend. But for a challenge, I thought I would take Milica and see if I could get a tooth morph using Hexagon. So I want to show you this because I did manage to be successful with this and create a morph using Hexagon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open her mouth like extremely large, and then we're going to move Milica into Hexagon, and I'll show you how this works. We're just going to make her mouth open as large as it can. And so I want to be able to see her teeth so that we can work on her teeth in Hexagon. Now I'm going to keep this tutorial simple. All I'm going to do is give her fangs. So she's kind of in a kitty outfit. You can see that she's in a kitty outfit, and we're going to give her some fangs like a kitty cat. And so I'm just going to take those canine teeth, which are the little pointed teeth, and we're going to extend them and make them longer. I think her mouth is probably open enough for what I want to do. I might just expand the wideness a little bit here. Very exaggerated so that it's easier to work in Hexagon. So that looks pretty good. Now, one of the things about Hexagon that we need to understand is it imports anything that the character has associated with her. So even if I hide something, you know, her hair is kind of possibly in the way for Hexagon. So if I hide her hair or hide her clothing or anything that's attached to the character, it'll still get sent to Hexagon. And so her hair, for example, just for now, we're going to delete it because it's going to make it easier to tell what we're doing in Hexagon. So I'm just going to take her hair and we're going to delete the hair. And then when I get into Hexagon, I won't have that hair to deal with. All right, so I'm going to double click on Milica. She's looking pretty damn scary now, I have to say. But that's okay. We're going to get her back to normal here once we get her back into Daz Studio. So I'm going to go to File, Send to Hexagon. We're going to open up Hexagon. I got to wait a minute because she always loads naked, and I've got to let her get her clothes on before I get off of this screen. Now, if you don't use Hexagon a lot, I have some other tutorials for Hexagon for you to get started. It's a really basic program, but man, it can really save your bacon. All right, so once we're in Hexagon, remember, you have to hold down your Alt key, and the left mouse button is going to rotate in Hexagon. And then with our right mouse button with the Alt press down, you can move and manipulate and move around your scene. So I'm going to zoom in to Milica's mouth. All right, that looks pretty good. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to keep this simple, and we're just going to move her canines. And so her front teeth, these are called incisors. They're for biting. And her canines are for ripping and tearing. So that's like how you eat beef jerky. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just extend her canines to give her fangs because she's a kitty cat. So I'm going to select Milica. You can either select Milica in Hexagon by clicking on her, or you can select from the menu here. You can select Milica. Now notice how everything that she's wearing is also in Hexagon, but we removed her hair so that we can see a little bit better. Now once we select her, you're going to see these polygons. We want to select the polygons of her tooth, but before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and hit Soft Select. And when I hit Soft Select, that's going to help us with the morph. We are set here at Select Objects. I'm going to select the Faces block. And the bummer with this is it makes it harder to see the polygons of the tooth that we're interested in morphing. And because of this, I was a little concerned about making this tutorial because you can't see very well what I'm grabbing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the bottom polygons of her teeth. So I'm just going to grab, hold down, and select these polygons that make up the bottom canine. And you can see if I zoom out that I have that canine selected. Now I can just take my arrows and I can grab and move the tooth. However, if you notice, I'm moving the entire tooth. So what we have to do, I'm just going to go Control Z and get that back to where it's supposed to be. We want to decrease this radius, what area of the tooth we've selected. We're going to drop this radius down to 0.05. Now, when I grab this, it's not grabbing the entire tooth, but it's just grabbing the bottom of the tooth that we have manipulated. So see, I can extend this tooth down. And man, I wish that it was easier to show you this, but see how I've moved her tooth and I've kind of extended that tooth. We can also use some of the other arrows, of course, to readjust this. Now, we can make this tooth as long or as short as we want, but we're going to morph this tooth. So hopefully you can see that she has really long fangs now. And I'm going to just kind of straighten them out so that maybe they're at a little bit of an angle. But once we have that, then if I am happy with her tooth, and see now I can kind of toggle around and see if I like that tooth, might make it come out a little bit like this. We just need to do some adjustments, right? Okay, so that looks good from that side. Looks pretty good from that side. Just going to make some adjustments. So once I'm happy with that, then I'm going to do the same thing with her other side. So in order to do the same thing, we're going to have to select her other canine and do the same manipulation. Kind of looking at what I grabbed, I'm going to grab the same part of her other tooth. Hopefully that's correct. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to pull this tooth down and we're going to start to adjust it. Now to do this, I'm going to zoom out because I want to have her teeth look the same, right? So I'm going to have to just adjust it, make it the same length. You know, if it's not exactly the same, that might actually be kind of cool because she will have some unique differences in each side. But hey, you know look how easy that was. I just pulled it down and I got these nice fangs. So I'm going to zoom out and kind of toggle around just to make sure that they are about even. And I think they look pretty cool. So see, that's how easy this is. Hexagon is actually really cool. I don't use it as much as I should because I just don't do a ton of morphs. I use it a lot for clothing, but something like this is pretty cool. So now I have these teeth manipulated and I'm pretty happy with that. We could go in and add the lower canines and make those morphed as well. But for this video, let's just keep it simple and only do the top teeth. So once I'm happy with my morph, I'm going to just come over here to File, go to Send to Daz Studio. And when that happens, you'll notice that we get this little red bar on Daz Studio that says that the morph was moved. So I'm just going to select this. We get a tab here. I'm going to drop down this Hexagon morph tab. We're going to double click on the name and we're going to just name this morph. Let's name it Fangs. Then I also need to right click on the reverse deformation. So I'm going to right click on that and hit yes. Once I do that, I'm going to hit accept and we've created the morph. So it says our morph is created successfully. We're going to hit OK. And now if I zoom into Milika's crazy looking mouth, if I have her selected under the parameters tab, I'm just going to scroll down to morphs. And when you look at morphs here, you're going to see that I've got a bunch of different morphs, but I have now a hexagon bridge morph. So if I select that, there are my fangs. So now if I move my toggle, I am making my fangs. Look at that. It is so cool. I absolutely love hexagon and morphs. It's so cool. Let's get rid of this crazy look from Milika because she looks pretty freaky. So I'm just going to come up here and go restore selected item and we're going to get her face back to normal. Let's also give her hair back. I might choose a different hairstyle than we started with. Let's go to the ponytails. I love the pigtails. Let's do pigtails. She's so cute with pigtails. Kind of have a soft spot for the pigtails. Okay, so we've got the pigtails. Let's make sure we select them and give her black hair because unless Milika is doing cosplay or something, she always has black hair. All right, now we have the black hair and I can pose her and see if I open her mouth. Let's just open her mouth. Now she's got her fangs. So right now her teeth are maybe a little bit too long, so I'm just going to go back to Morph, go back to my hexagon, and I can dial this down a little bit so that she doesn't have quite the long teeth that is going to interfere with her lower mouth. But you get the idea. So this is how you can create a morph in Hexagon to manipulate teeth. So I'm going to set up a scene to make a nice thumbnail. And she's in her little kitty cat outfit or vampire outfit. So we're going to set this up so it looks good. I actually already have a scene created, so I'm just going to unhide the scene. And let's pose her and make a thumbnail. Whoa, we got Milika looking like a kitty, but she's showing her kitty, so I had to move that a little bit. Okay, so I went ahead and added a few more props to my scene, and we're going to render this up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give me a comment. Let me know what you think about the cursor highlighter. A shout out to Willie66 for asking about teeth morphs. And until next time, happy rendering.